lines with the Detroit Lions. We are going to start on the top by this Saturday night's game. This is the first game of the NFC divisional matchup. We have the Washington Commanders taking on the Detroit Lions. They go to battle Saturday night at 8 p.m. in the first NFC divisional game of the 2025 NFL season. Actually, 24 NFL season, but you know what I mean. But guys, the Detroit Lions is one of the best teams in the NFL. Hands down, they are a very, very good team. And the Washington Commanders might be the most overachieved team this season in the NFL. Whoever wins this game is going to be a great NFC story. I think everybody and their dog is going to be rooting for said team, whoever wins this game. But let's start on top. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions. How can the Detroit Lions win this game? And obviously, all season long, guys, the Detroit Lions have been able to jump on teams early and fast. They have the second-ranked offense in the NFL, the sixth-ranked rushing attack, and the second-ranked passing attack. They are freaking good on offense. It is what it is, right? They're a very, very good offensive team. And once they jump out on a team early, their defense brings pressure and gets after the quarterback, right? They get after him over and over and over again by bringing 6, 7, sometimes 8 guys, right? Ever since Hutch went down, they had to blitz. Bada bing, bada boom. It is what it is. Now on the defensive side of the ball, they almost have to get up early because let's just be honest, their defense is not that good. I'm calling out their defense is not that good. They had the 20th ranked overall defense in the NFL. The last time a not top 10 defense in the NFL won the Super Bowl was a very, very long time ago. I should have looked it up. It's been at least 15 years. They had the 20th ranked overall offense. Not very good. How about this? They do have the 30th ranked pass defense in the NFL, but they do have the 5th ranked rush defense in the NFL as well. Now, let's not get it twisted. A lot of those numbers are skewed, right? Because with the great offense that the Detroit Lions carry, they're able to jump out on teams early and therefore forcing teams to pass the ball and kind of abandon the run. I think how you can beat the Detroit Lions is run at them, right? Run the ball, run on the ball, but we'll talk about that later. Teams, when they play the Detroit Lions, they get down early, which most teams take away their rushing attack, right? And then they want to pass, right? Boom, boom, boom. So the biggest key for this game, me personally, guys, is I think Jared Goff has to get a lead early. When Jared Goff is able to operate with the lead, he doesn't force the ball, like 5 interceptions versus the Houston Texans. He doesn't make stupid mistakes, and he's able to just kind of nickel and dime you down the field, hand the ball off, run some trick plays, run out, and have some fun. So key number 1 to the Detroit Lions is to score first. Score first and score early and score often. Number 2 is to stop the Washington Commanders on the first and second drives of this game. And the number 3 is to force Jayden Daniels to beat you with his arms, not his legs, not with the running backs and Brian Johnson Jr. It is to force him to pass the ball. Guys, that is how the Detroit Lions can and more than likely will win this game. So guys, when you look at the Detroit Lions, what do you guys think? First of all, do you guys think they're going to win the game? Do you guys think legitimately that the Detroit Lions are going to win this game? And then secondly, how can they win this game? What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and jump over there in the chat here and says, Pixie and Punnets get it streamed, right? Yes. It's always on the Discord, John. It is always on the Discord, but this particular game would be, I believe it's on CBS, isn't it? Let me look. Load, baby, load. I didn't see the networks because I don't just... What it is what it is. I don't really care who announced it. I usually watch it on mute anyways. Oh, so it's on Fox. So the Lions and Commanders game is on Fox. So the 4 o'clock game, the Chiefs game's on ABC, and then the Rams game is on NBC and Peacock, and then the 6:30 game, Ravens and Bills, is on CBS. So, right, but yeah, it'll definitely be streamed on our Discord. John M says a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. Worried about that Texans defense. We talked about the Texans defense last night, and you should be. You should be scared of them. You should be scared of them. John says you got to control that line of scrimmage and don't make mistakes. You got to control the line of scrimmage and win on first and second down, says John, because you don't want to put Dan Campbell in a fourth down situation because he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it, and he's going to blow it each and every time. I'm just saying. Alpha Rob says, score early, get the crowd going, and then Washington is in a survival mode. Yes, you have to score early on the Washington Commanders. That's how the Detroit Lions win all their games, right? That's how they blow out their bad teams. That's right. They played a lot of bad teams this season. Let's not get it twisted. They blowed out those bad teams, but hey, you got to jump out of them early. Hoffy says Commanders. Bambi Dan cost his team in this game. Baby Dan. I think you're right, Hoffy. If it comes down to a critical fourth down call, Dan Campbell is going to get it or going to go for it, going to miss it. It's over, baby. And Laura says, I'm waffling around. I know I'm a Vikings fan, and I know waffling's bad, but I don't know if I want the Detroit Lions to win. I don't know if I want the Washington Commanders to win. Hell, I hope for a tie. There's no freaking ties in the playoff, Laura, so don't you dare waffle around. John says it's going to be a blowout. John says the Commanders are going to blow out the Detroit Lions 34-17. He says, I hate the Detroit Lions. They're not my team. I broke up with them last week when they didn't win. He says, I'm done with the Detroit Lions. No, guys, John is a huge Detroit Lions fan, and we know they had a bye week, whatever. It's called a joke. My man Ants in the chat says, what up, y'all? What up, Dan? And Daniel Barry Sports Highlight. This man owes us some push-ups, I believe, Hoffy. Hoffy, there's your boy. Some push-ups. He says, what's up? What's up, Daniel Barry? Hope you're having a good day, bud. Hope you're having a good day. Josh Olson is in chat today. He says the Lions had a plus 222 point differential in the regular season. That's pretty good. It is pretty good, Josh. Detroit Lions have blown out a lot of teams this season. If I remember correctly, they had 6 one-score games. 6 of them. But on the flip side of that, Josh, it is easy to have a plus 222 point differential when you play the Tennessee Titans, when you play the Jacksonville Jaguars, when you play the Indianapolis Colts, when you play the Chicago Bears, when you play the when you play the San Francisco 49ers, or hell, when you even play the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I'm not saying the Lions are bad. I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be the number 1 seed. I don't say that they don't deserve to be 15-2, but the stats have lied about the Detroit Lions all season long. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. The stats have lied about the Detroit Lions all season long. Because if you guys remember, when Aiden Hutchinson went down, I said, hey, they need to replace him or they're not going to go to the Super Bowl. And people are like, oh, but they're still winning, Buck. They're still winning. You played the Titans. You played the Jaguars. You played the Colts. You played the Bears. And what did you do in those games? Yes, I understand versus the Titans, you scored 52 points. Yes, I understand you went to Lambeau Field and scored 24 points. Yes, I understand you went to Houston Texans and scored 26 points and beat them in the second half. But after that Texans game, what did they start to do? They realized, oh shit, we have to blitz. They started bringing 5-6 guys every freaking pass down because they knew they couldn't get pressure from the front four. Then before the trade deadline, they bring in Jadarius Smith. Great pickup. Great pickup. Do not get that twisted. Because he had the pass rush. Stats have lied to you. White Boy Rick says, can I ask you a math question? Probably. I got a calculator. You got a calculator on your phone. White Boy Rick. Come on, man. 2 + 2 will always equal 3. We know that. Ant says the Lions' offense will be too much for the Commanders' defense. The Commanders don't stand a chance in a shootout with the Lions. And Ant, you are right. You are right. If it is a shootout, the Washington Commanders don't stand a chance. If it's a shootout, the Washington Commanders cannot go blow for blow on the offensive side of the ball with the Detroit Lions. The Commanders do got a pretty good offense. I believe they're 6th overall, right? Pretty good offense, but they're still young. They're still a little dumb, and they still got Dan Quinn as a coach that's trying to do his best impersonation of Dan Campbell. I don't know what he's going for on fourth down all the time for, but he is trying. He's trying to do his thing, right? He's like, hey, let me be good, but he just can't do it. But if it's a under 20-point game, if this is under a 20-point game, it favors the Washington Commanders. I'm just saying. If this is an under a 20-point game by the Detroit Lions or Commanders, whatever, it favors the Washington Commanders. Shootout, you are right. You're right. John says, slow it down on the Chiefs spunk, Buck. I don't know what that means. Hoffy says, boy, where are my push-ups? You owe me. Don't be making no bets. Don't be writing a check that the ass can't cash. Let go. Mark D says Lions win. Mark D says it's not even a competition. It's like my Denver Broncos walking into Buffalo. We thought we had a chance. We thought we could compete for them. We drove on the first drive and we scored like, oh, here we go, baby. I got a high score chub. And then I'm like a teenage boy, my first time getting laid. Blew my load before my pants even got off. Mark says the Lions win. That old balls defense of the Commander skins won't be able to stop the Lions run game. Okay. The Washington Commanders run game is not very good, or rushing defense is not very good. Stats have lied about the Washington Commanders rush defense. Let's just be honest. It is what it is. It is what it is. And Laura says, as much as I would love to see the Commanders win, but the Lions will come out on top. Gosh, I'm so sorry about them beating my team twice. Go NFC North. Laura's not waffling around. Laura's picking the Commander skins. John says only a couple guys on IR, right? And here we go. Here we go with the excuses, Detroit Lions fans. I think I got do I got a round of applause? I don't think I got I'll get a round of applause. But guys, let's give John a round of applause. If you're watching on your phone or your computer, drop your stuff. Let's give John a round of applause because we got the first excuse of the night. The Detroit Lions have 16 guys on IR, baby. We injured, Buck. We tired. We won 15 games. We had a bye week. We're going to come out rushing. Just shut up. Next man up, right? Isn't that been the theory all year long? Next man up. Next man up. Next man up. Shit. I don't care how many guys you have on IR. You're still not the most team with the players on the IR. You're like fifth. Get out with those excuses. Get out of there. Ant says, I would love to see Aiden Hutchinson versus Jaden Daniels. And Ant, you might get your wish, brother. You might get your wish because I don't see the Washington Commanders going anywhere anytime soon. $80 million of cap space. They got Jaden Daniels. He's not going anywhere. He's just going to keep ascending, barring something crazy happening. He might get a new offensive coordinator next season. I mean, might make him even better. But we'll see. We'll see. Hoffy says, Scary Terry Robertson, Ertz, and Daniels, they'll be in a good what they can win in a shootout. No. Hoffy, slow it down, baby. You don't want to get in a shootout with the Detroit Lions. Because when you get in a shootout with the Detroit Lions, all of a sudden, Jahmyr Gibbs is able to run those little crossing routes at 5 yards right behind the linebackers. You dump it off for him, and the next thing you know, he's running 70, 80 yards. When it's a shootout, the Detroit Lions can beat you in any way possible. Throw the ball deep, throw the ball to short. Hell, they can take a knee and not get called. If you know, you know. And then they can throw the ball for 80 yards and be like, yeah. I don't want to get in a shootout with the Detroit Lions. I don't want to do it. Josh says, I'm picking the Lions 26-23. That kind of seems like a pretty favorable score. Favorable for the Commanders, baby. Let's go. Hoffy says, should be removed from the chat until we get the push-ups. Biatch. Fire Dude says, one pride. Yeah, there is only one Lion in the NFL. So you are correct. There's a one pride, right? There's one pride. But hey, the Lions are probably going to win this game. Let's just be honest. Lions Hype says pressure will be too much for the rookie. Lions win easy. What pressure? What pressure, Lions Hype? You understand that Jaden Daniels has been there. He's done that. The Washington Commanders are 6-0 in one-score games, or in games won in the last seconds, right? They have been on the winning side of all season long. Jaden Daniels doesn't have any pressure. This man's stone cold. That man could walk into LA. His forest fire, his house could be on fire, Everybody around him be like, hold my shoes. He's just going to walk up there all casually, grab his dog. Hey, buddy, how you doing? He's going to get water out of his house, take a drink. He's going to walk back and be like, shit happens when you party naked. Jaden Daniels is a dog. I don't care what anybody says. Jaden Daniels is a dog. I slept on him all season long. I was not high on him at all. I was like, yeah. Guys, Jaden Daniels is a dog. Look out. Lions Hype says you sound like a Chiefs fan from last year. What are you talking about? What did Chiefs fans say last year? Me as a Chiefs fan, I said the Chiefs were the most dangerous team in the NFL last season because they didn't have a number one receiver. What do you mean I sound like a Chiefs fan from last year? I sound like a Chiefs fan every year because I am a Chiefs fan. Oh, week one. Here we go. There we go. This man, Lions Hype, must not only be a Detroit Lions fan, he must be a Las Vegas Raiders fan too, because week one, baby, not only was it last season, it was week one of last season. Lions Hype, did you guys win the Super Bowl last season? Did you make it to the Super Bowl last season? How about this? Did you win the NFC Championship game last season? Oh, I'm just asking for a friend because me as a Chiefs fan, I'm so narrow-minded and I don't understand. I just worry about my team. But week one, baby, must be a Raiders fan. Christmas Day. John says, and at the best record in the NFL, too, Einstein. They're tied with the best record. 15-2 with the Kansas City Chiefs. We got beat by the Denver Broncos 38-0, right? Mark says Jaden Daniels is the truth. He is very, very good. He is definitely approaching top 10 quarterback category, right? After the season's over, and I rank my top 10 quarterbacks, top 10 receivers, top 10 running backs, I bet you Jaden Daniels is probably number 7 or number 8. I'm just saying. Derek says, I refuse to go for Washington until they change their name back. That's never going to happen. It's forever going to be the Commanders. Forever going to be Commanders. John says the Lions will have 3 sacks and a fumble recovery. And John, if that happens, it still may not be enough. Lions Hype says he has been to Detroit in the playoffs. Have I been to Detroit in the playoffs? No, because last year was the first time that they made the playoffs in 25 years or whatever. Slow it down. Yo, Lions Hype needs to slow it down. You need to slow it down, baby. Lions Hype is real, but it's overhyped. You know what? Do you guys remember when I said it would not shock me one bit if the Detroit Lions were a first game exit in the playoffs? I was going to pick the Detroit Lions, right? I was going to pick the Detroit Lions to beat the Washington Commanders. I was going to pick them against the LA Rams and make it to the Super Bowl. But you know what now? F your team. Go Commanders, baby. Go Commanders. Let's go. I was talking about you and complaining about the injuries from last week from week one. I obviously, Lions Hype, you are new here. And welcome. I know I've been a little hard on you, but welcome. You will never hear me complain about injuries. You will never hear me complain about injuries because Kevin, John, Jim, the rest of the picks and pundits, it's always next man up, baby. It's always next man up. So slow it down. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Ant says Jaden Daniels has more playoff wins than Justin Herbert and Kyler Murray. 2 overpaid quarterbacks. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, baby. Let that sink in. Alpha Rob says Lion fans coming out since the Vikings fans disappeared. Exactly. Exactly, Alpha Rob. The Vikings fans have now put back on their blue shirts. The Viking fans Vikings fans, we're not a Vikings fan anymore. We are a Detroit Lions fan. Hell, half of them were Green Bay Packers fans just last week too. Just saying. Go Durs. I think it means go Commanders. Is that the Durs? Go Durs. Go Durs. Commanders have 1 good win this season. They do. They do have 1 good win. And the Detroit Lions have 2 good wins. What's it matter? You play who you play. These Lions fans doing way too much right now, man. Listen, I understand about being hyped for your team. Lions hyping. Who's the other Lions fan that's in it? Like just like in here, John. I understand about being hyped for your team. I get it. Live off your hype. Hype up your team. But don't let the hypeness cloud your vision of reality. The reality of the matter is you still need to beat the Commanders that are not a bad team. I have overlooked the Commanders all season long. I was so adamant about not putting them in the top 10 because they haven't played anybody, right? They're got 2 wins in a row, but who they played? Yeah, they got five wins in a row, but who had they played, right? I was like, yeah, but who had they played? Who had they played? That was my big drawback for me. Yeah, but who have they played, right? Guys, the Commanders are the real deal. They are the real deal. I like them. Aaron R. says the Texan defense is going to eat Mahomes alive, boy. Probably. I mean, shit, we talked about that yesterday. Probably. John says, bullshit! Washington defense is not containing the Lions to one-score game. I'm pretty sure I didn't say they were going to, John. If you think I said that, you definitely misconstrued that 100%. I'm saying if it is a low-scoring, one-score game, it favors the Commanders. That's all I said is if, big if. I'm not saying the Washington Commanders are going to hold the Detroit Lions under 20 points. I'm not saying the Washington Commanders are going to hold them underneath 30 points. I'm not even saying they're going to hold them underneath 40 points. The Detroit Lions are the real deal, John. They are the real deal. They have the second best offense in the NFL for a reason. They are. I was mocking you, Buck. Okay. Is that supposed to hurt my feelings? I'm playing. Well, thank you, Laura. Jim says, Bitty Boy is hopped on and heading to Vegas. Blank this season, he's really built for the future. Who is Benny Boy? Oh, Ben Johnson. Okay. You think Ben Johnson heading to Vegas? Alpha Rob says the Lion fans are roaring at you, Buck. Listen, bring on the hate, baby. Bring on the hate. Vikings fans, you guys got that smoke? I'm all for it. Lions fans, you guys want the smoke too? Let's smoke it up, baby! Let's go. That's tough. But you know what else is tough?